I want to disabuse you of the thought of integration, because that is your sickness, and that is the sickness of the civil rights movement, that you love white people more than you love yourself and your own brothers and sisters. German Jews finance Hitler. International bankers finance Hitler. And poor Jews died while big Jews were at the root of what you call the Holocaust. Why don't you tell that? You and I are going to have to learn to distinguish between the righteous Jew and the satanic Jews who have infected the whole world with poison and deceit. That's why he makes mischief with my words. Farrakhan won't get an army to kill white people, because you see, white people deserve to die. And they know, so they think it's us coming to do it. No, no, no. But the one thing I will say, brothers and sisters, we are nonviolent until somebody attacks us.
If I walked into a Nation of Islam mosque, or I assume that they're called mosques.
Yes.
And I said, hey, guys, I want to join up. What would happen?
Caucasian people are not allowed into the temple or into the mosque.
So let's go ahead and talk about their belief system so we can clarify what this is all about. Things take a sharp turn to the right when it gets into the how of where did white people come from. Okay, so according to the Nation of Islam's dogma and lore, there was a black man named Yaqub, and he was a scientist, and he created white people through the process of what is called grafting, and this took 600 years to do. So this was sort of a breeding program, you could say, and I'll go into the specifics of that in just a second. Now, Yaqub lived 8,400 years ago. He was born 20 miles outside of Mecca. He did this work, this grafting breeding program, on an island called Pelon, which is in the Aegean Sea, also known as Patmos from Revelations 1:9. This is all according to Nation of Islam scriptures. So now, let me just read directly from these scriptures. This is a printout of a book called The Supreme Wisdom Lessons by Master Fard Muhammad to his servant, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for the lost found nation of Islam in North America. They call themselves the Lost Found Nation because they were lost, and then now they are found. So these wisdom lessons are all a booklet that is foundational to the Nation of Islam's beliefs. And there's a number of lessons in here and things that they're supposed to memorize and know and learn. And there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of very, very interesting stuff. Some of it fairly alarming, actually, which we will cover here. So the story, but I'm going to skip to this question. There's a series of questions and answers in here that cover certain of these dogmatic principles. And this one, the question 28, and what kind of rules and regulations, including all laws enforced while manufacturing the devil? I'm just reading what it says. Okay, so the answer to this question about laws enforced while manufacturing the devil. Okay, again, keep in mind, this isn't Satan or Lucifer. This is white people. That's the devil that is being talked about here. The devil is made from the original people by grafting, by separating the germs, it says here. Now keep in mind also that this is written back in the 30s. So answer, Jacob's first rule was to see that all his followers were healthy, strong, and good breeders. Now, again, Jacob, black man, he's got all these followers. If not, he sent them back, all that he found that was not good in multiplying, and that they should marry at the age of 16. Next, Jacob gave his people the law on birth control to be enforced while manufacturing the devil. That was to destroy the alike and save the unlike, which means kill the black babies and save the brown babies. This law was given to the doctors, the ministers, the nurses, and cremator. The doctor's law was to examine all that marry, and this was his law, that anyone desiring to marry must first be qualified by the doctor, and in turn, he qualified or disqualified them to the minister. The minister would marry only the ones that were unlike. The nurse's law was to kill the black babies at birth by sticking a needle in the brain of the babies or feed it to some wild beast, and tell the mother that her baby was an angel baby and that it was only taken to heaven, and someday when the mother dies, her baby would have secured her a home in heaven. But save all the brown ones and tell their mother that she was lucky that her baby was a holy baby, and that she should take good care of her baby, educate it, and that someday it would be a great man. All nurses, doctors, and ministers, Jacob put them under a death penalty who fail to carry out the law as it was given to them. Also, the cremator who would burn the black babies when the nurse brought it to him. Also death for them if they reveal the secret. He also had other rules and laws which are not mentioned in this lesson. Further says, tell us what and how the devil is made. The devil is made from the original people by grafting, by separating the germs. In the black man there exists two germs, one a black germ and one a brown germ. Jacob, with his law on birth control, separated the brown germ from the black man and grafted it into a white by destroying the black germ. After following this process for 600 years, the germ became white and weak and was no more original. Also, by thinning the original blood, it became weak and it is no more the same. Thus, this is the way Jacob made the devil. So, what I just read to you is literally the truth according to the Nation of Islam as to where we, white people, come from, and why black people were the original good people of the planet who were literally, physically, biologically corrupted in order to create the white man who then went off to Europe and lived in caves and yet then somehow grew to form a civilization and become the leaders of the superpowers of the world and subjugate and enslave the black man. So, black people being the original men and righteous, they believe that the black people have rightful ownership of the earth. In fact, let me read you a few more quotes from this booklet here that I made some notes about so you get more of a picture here, and this isn't just Chris Shelton's interpretation of it. The earth belongs to the original black man, and knowing that the devil was wicked and there would not be any peace among them, he put him out in the worst part of the earth and kept the best part preserved for himself ever since he made it. The best part is in Arabia at the holy city, Mecca. The colored man, or Caucasian, is the devil. The original man is the God and owner of the earth and knows every square inch of it and has chosen for himself the best part. Jacob was an original man and was the father of the devil. He taught the devils to do this devilishment. Why did Muhammad and any Muslim murder the devil? What is the duty of each Muslim in regards to 4 devils? This passage in their dogma about how Muhammad and any Muslim has to murder the devil. So we're actually talking about violence here right in their scriptures. And on this point, it goes on to say, quote, "Because he is 100% wicked and will not keep and obey the laws of Islam. His ways and actions are like a snake of the grafted type. So Muhammad learned that he could not reform the devils, so they had to be murdered. All Muslims will murder the devil they know he is a snake, and also, if he be allowed to live, he would sting someone else. Each Muslim is required to bring 4 devils." So you can see here they're very, very much not just saying live and let live or let's be separate nations. They're talking about murder here. And they then, later on in the passages, "Can you reform devil?" And again, I'm just reading this directly. This is a direct quote. "Can you reform devil? All the prophets have tried to reform him," parentheses, devil, "but were unable. So they have agreed that it cannot be done unless we graft him back to the original man, which takes 600 years. So instead of losing time grafting him back, they have decided to take him off the planet, who numbers only 1 to every 11 original people." So the white people being in the minority, I suppose, as written here, just get rid of him. Then it says, "Would you hope to live to see that the gods will take the devil into hell in the very near future? Yes, I fast and pray, Allah, in the name of his prophet, W.D. Fard, that I see the hereafter when Allah, in his own good time, takes the devil off our planet. The reward will be peace and happiness." So I want to stress all of this because it's a story that has in its very foundation the enforced separation of blacks and whites, a zero tolerance policy between them, and the us versus them is abundantly clear here, and the fact that the white people actually have to be gotten rid of entirely. Not compromised with, not live in another land, not, okay, well, you know, we don't really get along, so let's just agree to disagree. No. They are asserting in the Nation of Islam that all white people must die. It's right in their scriptures.
White people deserve to die. And they know.
So, that's where they're coming from.